erps.com. If you would like to listen to us on the telephone, you can listen to us by dialing 712-432-4217. That number again is 712-432-4217. The number to call after the show, after the story that is, to tell us your name and what lesson you learned in tonight's story is 718-683-5858. Very good, Yossi. And of course, if you'd like to listen to us live or on the archives, you can call 718-506-9099. That number again is 718-506-9099. And just follow the menu if you want to listen to us live or follow the archives. I would also like to take this moment to remind you that J-Root Radio can definitely use your donations. So the address is J-Root Radio, 2829 Nostrand Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11229. That address again is J-Root Radio, 2829 Nostrand Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11229. And if you would like to text in to ask for information how to sponsor or how to advertise on jrootradio.com, the number to text in is 347-927-8398. If you would also like to suggest a story for me to tell, and you'd like to give over all the information and all the details of it, and or possibly the source for it, you may also text in 347-927-8398, and it will be forwarded to me. Yes.
Okay, my turn, Rabbi Erps. Okay, if anyone is looking to hire Rabbi Yitzy for either storytelling, Kaya from the Maya, extreme martial arts demo, whether it be for, of a Sabanim program, your yeshiva, your banos, your Beis Yaakov, whatever, your school, a private party, or a day camp, a bungalow colony, or sleepaway camp. So, of course, the number to call is 718-375-1294. That number again is 718-375-1294. Also, you should be aware, if anybody's interested for information about art lessons, martial arts lessons, perhaps karate, private karate lessons, Qigong energy lessons, and so on, you could call also 718-375-1294 for more information. And please be aware that Rabbi Erps' books are still available in your local Sforum store, along with many of his CDs and a new one, too. And for those CDs that are not in the stores, you could call Rabbi Yitzy at 718-375-1294, and he will be more than happy to send you a complete list either by email or fax. Wow, did I get everything in?
I think so. I think we can now start.
Oy bar yechoy dem shachto ashrecho shemen sosoy bechaverecho.
Oh, hold it. What do you think you're doing, Yossi?
Haha, it's coming up for Lag Baimer.
Like Baimer starts tonight.
But can we get a head start?
Well, yes and no, but I mean, the Hilulim start, after Myra, technically we're still in the middle of Sphira, and everything,
But we could be in the spirit, right? So we could sing, but without music, okay?
Yeah, but you see, I have a story.
A story. But Rabbi Erps?
Yes?
Tonight's Lag Baimer.
Very interesting. You think I didn't know?
I don't know, because, you have a story for Lag Baimer?
Well, it just so happens that I have a story for Lag Baimer.
Oh, really? And this story is going to be a story about Lag Baimer, or...
No. It's a story that has to do that things happen near Lag Baimer.
Okay. What's the story called?
You know something? I was thinking about the story on my way over here, and I was scribbling some notes, but I didn't give it a name.
Oh, okay. So let me just look over your thing right away. and then see well, let's see oh, we could call it this and we can call it that.
No, we can't call the title this and that.
Okay, how about that and this?
No, 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 no. We have to give it like a realistic name, a good name.
Okay, how about the Lagbaima matchmaker?
That's an interesting title, but has nothing to do with that.
I saw the notes. It said something about matchmaking and whatever else. And he has a clothing store. No, I mean, oh, cleaning store. Sorry, I don't get it.
All right, you know what we're gonna call it? We're gonna call it the misplaced Tehillim.
The misplaced Tehillim. That's misplaced, spelled misplaced, and Tehillim is spelled Tehillim, right?
Yeah. But
Well, did the guy forget where he put the
you know what? How about letting me get the story started?
By the way, Rabbi Erps, is it true that your story, the story that you made, the last one before the Pesach one, you had one called the Swindler, it's back on the shelves, right?
Yes, the swindler is back on the shelves. And not only that, but also, guess what? My son, Rabbi Meir, is, coming out with a new CD, and it should be in stores either by tomorrow or during this week or in the beginning of next week. It's called Big Trouble, as told by Rabbi Meir Erps. Yes, it should be in local farm stores either by tomorrow or within the next few days, that's for sure.
Is he going to distribute it on Shabbos?
Chas v'shalom. What's the matter with you?
Oh, just thinking. I mean, I wasn't thinking. I mean, because if I was thinking that, I wouldn't even have the question.
That's right. You got that right. Okay, so here we go. Now that we understand that Rabbi Ersh's The Swindler is back on the shelves because people called and said they couldn't find it in stores, but now it is. Okay, and also my son, Rabbi Meir Erps' newest CD, Big Trouble, as told by Rabbi Meir Erps, is available in farm stores by tomorrow or the day after, or certainly within the next few days because it was delivered already to the distributor. That is. Okay, now, tonight's story is called
The Misplaced Tehillim.
Yes, okay. Now, this story starts off after World War II was over, and Chaim Baker and his wife Miriam were reunited in one of the DP camps.
What does DP stand for?
Displaced Persons Camp.
What do you mean, they displaced persons? They put person here and person there?
No. What it means basically is that, after the war, they were liberated, from the concentration camps, those that survived, Baruch Hashem, but they had to be put somewhere. They couldn't go home because their homes were stolen or blown up or whatever. So, therefore, they were put in special DP camps. It wasn't like a concentration camp, they were treated much nicer. And for those who were sick and so on and so forth, there was help to bring them back to good health again. And, until they could start a new being again. Of course, there were different people with different agencies and this, and they passed this information and that information. And eventually, Chaim Baker found his wife, Miriam. And mamish, they were reunited. Baruch Hashem. Ah, yes. And Chaim Baker said to his wife, "You know something, Miriam? I was just thinking out loud because I always think out loud because I always think with my mouth."
Oh, yes, I know that.
Yes, well, anyways, I was just thinking that maybe, just maybe, we should go to America. Yes, I think so. I think America is a good place for us to go. Because, after all, we were like newlyweds when the war broke out, and we were not zeicher to have any children or anything like that, and I don't think I want to stay here in such an atmosphere with such, anti-Semitism here. I don't got a good feeling about this place. I want to go to America.
Oh, but I heard you have to be very careful in America.
What do you mean? Everybody says it's called the Golden Medina.
Yes, yes. It's called the Golden Medina as far as being able to make money. That is, if you're willing to give up Shabbos.
Well, that's the Narishkeit. What are you talking silliness? I've been an Orthodox Yid all my life. I managed to stay Orthodox even in the concentration camps. And you think that because I'm going to go to America, I'm going to give up being a from Yid? Come on, come on. I think we suffered enough. It's time for us to live. Come on, let's make our applications made and see if we get the visas and whatever and necessary help or whatever. And so, sure enough, all the paperwork was taken care of. You name it, the paperwork was taken care of. And not only was the paperwork taken care of, but they got on their first boat. They're headed to America. And eventually, they landed in New York. All right, and we are here. Now, we're going to have to learn how to speak English. We can't keep speaking Yiddish all the time, and we can't speak, Polish or Hungarian or anything like that. You know what I mean? So, what sagst du? What do we do? We do? Yep.
All right, I'll try to learn some English, all right. But okay, now we only have a little bit of money. We don't have a lot. I think the first thing we should do is find an apartment.
That's a good idea. Well, it's only the two of us. It shouldn't be a hard time. We need a small room. I got with us about $100. You know, maybe I could rent something. Don't worry. Come, let's go. Yabba dibba dum bum 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 bim bye.
Ay, ay, ay. What is this? Broom Street? What is this, a Broom Street? It means you can buy brooms on this street?
That's very funny. I like that. You read that and wow. All right, let's look. Let me see if I remember my English that I learned in the high school there, whatever. And in the DP camp, they taught us a little bit of English. Okay, 1 second. Let's see. Apartment for rent. Somebody's renting cement, apartment.
No. It doesn't say apartment. It says apartments for rent.
Okay. Now I understand. Okay. Let's see. Super. Super? What's super? Super! Super. They want to invite us for supper, and then we talk about the room, but we don't need, unless it's kosher. 1 second.
No. You didn't pay attention when they were teaching you English over there. It doesn't say that. It says super. You know, the superintendent, the one in charge of watching the building.
Okay. Let's see. Here's the same sign with the same word. Super. Okay, let me knock on the door.
Who there?
Who there? What does that mean?
I don't know. Knock again.
Who there?
I don't understand what he's saying. Hello? Anybody there?
Who there?
Who is there? Ay. We want to
Rent. Apartment. Yeah.
You want to rent cement? What you talking about?
Not cement. What's the word?
apartment.
Yeah. Okay. We want to rent apartment.
Oh man, alive! How many apartments you want to rent? 1 or 3? I'm telling you. All right, let me come out to the door. Let me see who's out here, boy. Let me see. How do you do?
I'm sorry, I don't What's the word?
You don't shake.
I don't shake hands with men.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Can I shake your hand, mister?
What he say?
Want to shake your hand?
Okay. You can shake my hand.
How do you do? How do you do? How do you do?
How I do? How I do? What he's talking about? How I do what?
How are you?
Baruch Hashem.
Book of Chim. What's Book of Chim mean?
Thanks God. Thanks to the Rabbi Shalom.
Danksktider Badajkelam.
Anyways, we want, what's the word?
Rent.
Yeah, we want to rent an apartment. We see it says $75 a month. It is a 1-bedroom, 1 kitchen, and 1 bathroom apartment. We want to rent.
Oh, man. And I thought I spoke funny. Now, these people take the cake. Okay, now, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. They're wearing the beanie copters. What did that my landlord told me? My boss, he told me something. Let me see. Where's that paper? Oh, yeah. He said, make sure that they don't keep Sabbath. Make sure they are working people and make sure they got a job. I see. 1 second. Excuse me, sir. You want to rent an apartment here?
Yes, we want apartment rent.
Okay. I have to ask you a couple of questions. We don't just rent just like that, Okay, so I'm going to ask you like this. Do you have a job?
Well, you see, I have special money given to me. I will rent the apartment, and while we settle
In the apartment,
we
will
go over.
and try to find job.
Yeah, that's right.
I see. So you're going to try to find a job after you settle in. I see. And that means right now you got enough rent to pay for 1 month. Now, I got to ask you this. Don't want to sound like I don't like you calling people, you know what I mean? It's pretty obvious the way you're dressed that you're a Jewish person and everything. But I just want to know, you say, do you work on Saturday?
Saturday? What's Saturday?
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Shabbos. Shabbos must be Saturday.
Oh, well, do you work on Saturday?
Weißt du, da will kein Saturday. Shabbos, nein, hast du Schule, meinte ich habe es nicht auf Shabbos. Was meinst du, bist du Maschinen, Ganzen?
What'd you say?
I said,
My husband doesn't work on Saturday. Saturday is the Jewish Sabbath. Shabbos.
Well, I don't understand. There are a lot of Jewish people around here that happen to do work on Saturday. How come your husband won't work on Saturday?
My husband is Shomer Shabbos.
Chomer Shabbos? What's that?
He keeps Shabbos, you know what I mean? He's a religious Jew. The other people are not religious Jews. We went through the war. We went through quite a lot. And trust me, we are Shomer Shabbos. We are going to keep Shabbos. So what does this have to do with the price of tea with the apartment?
For us people that talk about the tea? Tea? Who's talking about tea? What you talking about tea? Tea, the apartment. Oh, man, I don't get it. Oh, she's trying to say, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Oh, she come up with a slogan. I get it. Okay, now, you see, because we want to take a person that's going to rent the apartment that's going to be able to keep the apartment and pay the rent. Because we don't have no trouble that you can't pay the rent, because then we have to call the sheriff and everything.
Wait a second, is this New York?
Yeah, why?
You're making it sound like it's the Wild West.
What do you mean the Wild West?
You said you have to call the sheriff.
Now that's very good. I like that. Okay, so, well, no, there's a special person called the sheriff here in New York, and if someone can't pay the rent, they evict him and they throw him out, and I don't want to have to throw you out in the street. So, are you sure you're going to be able to have a job?
Listen, I'm a very ambitious person, okay? I'm going to get work. Don't you worry about a thing, okay?
All right, I guess I'll have to sign the lease over here. Now you gotta pay, or else you're gonna go away.
Yeah. Don't worry. What do you think? You know, I'm not a lazy guy. Okay. All right, very good. Okay, here it is. Fine. I signed the lease. Boom. Chip, chop. Chip. Okay, good. All right. Now, let's settle in the apartment.
Yes, I think we should put a mezuzah right over here first.
Yeah. We'll go buy a mezuzah. So they bought a mezuzah. And they put it on the door. And of course, the guy came, "Wait, what you doing to my doorpost? What's the matter with you? You can't knock things up. Are you hanging a picture on the doorpost?" No. This is a mezuzah. Verstehst? You know what a mezuzah is?
Ain't no what Majujka is.
A mezuzah is not a mezuzah, because I don't know what it is either. But a mezuzah, that I know what it is. Okay, listen here. A mezuzah is something that the Jewish people kiss. It has special parchments in it with special things. It's holy, you understand? It's like a schmear.
Smear? Oh, you want to smear me? How much you want to pay me that I should keep you here?
No, not that kind of smearing, Chas v'shulam.
What kind of smear you talking about?
No. Schmear. Watching.
Oh, you guys are strange. Okay, whatever. Just don't make no damage in the apartment.
Yeah, don't worry. We know the law, I think. Hope.
And so finally, after they were settled in the apartment, Chaim went over. Chaim Baker decided he's going to try to get a job.
Hello there, mister. I should open the door first. Hello, Shalom Aleichem.
Chulu, Toyota. What can I do for you?
I wonder where he comes from. Hello, I want a job. You have a job?
The job, you want to clean toilets?
Clean toilets? No. I go find some other job. Okay. I'm not going to do that. What I should do that for? I can work. I'm not lazy. Okay. I'll go over here. Excuse me, mister. I talking to you. You're talking to me? How nice. Why should I want to talk with you? I saw you have a sign by the window. It says, help wanted. What kind of help do you need? Well, that's very interesting. It calls for a strong person. Okay, we gotta move things. This is a warehouse, and you have to move these heavy boxes that get delivered and put them on the shelves. And then when orders come, we have to reload them on trucks to make deliveries. You can do that? Why don't you try me out? All right. That's good. Very good. Okay, let's try you out.
And sure enough, because unfortunately, he learned to be somewhat strong by having to work in a concentration camp without much food, so he kind of developed a pretty heavy amount of strength. So he had no problem lifting those boxes and putting them in the shelves, and everything was good for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then came Friday.
Hey, hello, Mr. Boss. Can I talk to you? Yeah, sure. What would you like to talk about? Today is Friday. Yes, I know. I could see on the calendar. You know, I keep track of the day, so what's the problem? Well, I have to leave early today. Well, why do you have to leave early today? Because Shabbos Kodesh is coming. Who? A Shabbos Kachke? What's a Shabbos Kachke? I don't know. So what did you just say? I said Shabbos Kodesh. You said Shabbos Kachke. I don't know what you said. What's Shabbos? Sabbath. Sabbath. Oh, the Holy Sabbath. Oh, wait a minute. I should have known. You're wearing one of those beanie copters and got those curlers on the side of your head and those yo-yo strings. Yeah, I should have known. You're religious Orthodox Joe? Yes, I am. And so, listen, you could see I'm a very hard worker. I do what I have to do. I'm not afraid of work, but I can't work soon because it's going to be Shabbos, and
early Friday, so I have to leave early. And if you want, I will. Oh, you'll come back tomorrow. That's okay. You can do a big full day tomorrow. No, 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 no. See, tomorrow is the actual full day of Shabbos, so I can't work tomorrow. If you want, I could come in on Sunday. You understand? I could come in on Sunday, and I can work for you on Sunday. Verstehst du? And I can work extra hours to make up for the day that I missed. What do you say? I'll tell you what I say. If you gotta leave early, then you don't come back tomorrow. That's right. I won't come back tomorrow because it's Shabbos. And when you don't come back tomorrow, you don't come back Sunday, you don't come back Monday, you don't come back Tuesday because you're fired. But wait a minute, but you thought I'm a good worker. Yeah, but I need you on Saturday. Just as well. If you can't work, you'll have to leave. I'm very sorry. Here's your money that you earned for this part of the week, and be well. Be well.
And so started the trend of working a little bit and making some money and then getting fired. And finally the word got out to watch out for this guy, Chaim Baker. And finally, Chaim Baker could not find any work. And it was driving him crazy. And then, finally, he went and he saw one more sign. It was a Chinese laundry.
Okay. I need to go in here. You know, let me, no knock. It's a store. I go in. Hello? You?
So, how are you? What can I do for you? You want a suit to be cleaned? No problem. You want a shirt to be cleaned? No problem. You have maybe a tie that needs to be cleaned? No problem. What do you say? Huh? What? Can I hire you? Is that your question?
Yeah, that's my question. How'd you know?
Because I see you know bring suit, you know bring tie, you know bring shirt, so therefore you know need anything washed. So therefore I see that what you need is a job.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay, I could use worker. You will learn how to clean very quickly. Okay. And of course, you don't clean everything quickly because we have to remove stain. We have good reputation. Okay,
Reportage, whatever, yeah.
okay. So now we work every day of the week. Okay, and my brother come in on Wednesday, and I take off on Wednesday, and then he take off on Thursday.
Why don't you take off on Saturday?
Or because many people need clothing clean for the weekend. You see, many people they work during week and on Saturday, and then on Sunday, many of them are off on Sunday, and then they need to go picnicking with families or party or whatever, and so they need their clothing cleaned. So they come and give a lot of business. So is there a problem? You look sad. What matter?
I could work for you, but what about the Saturday? What?
Oh, no. You're like the other fellow. He have red beard. However, you know, he say can't work. I can't have it. I need someone to work on Saturday. Can you work on Saturday?
Suddenly, Chaim Baker's Yetzirah started to win. Suddenly, from all the pressure of everything all around him, not having a job, going from place to place, running around, being belittled, suddenly, Chaim Baker finally gave in. And he said,
Okay, I tell you what, it's against my better judgment, but I'm gonna work for you, okay?
So remember, you have to come Saturday.
Yeah. All right, no problem. And nobody really see me if I'm religious or not because cleaning is done in the back of the store. It's a problem, not problem.
and so he came home and he told his wife,
I finally found a job. I don't know if you're gonna agree with me or not, but you know, I haven't got the choice. I'm gonna get up early on Shabbos morning. I'm gonna daven real early, and then I have to go to work. What?
You have to go to work on Shabbos. What's the matter with you?
Listen here, Miriam. We got no choice. This is the Golden Medina, but I see it's true. If you work on Shabbos, it could be a Golden Medina. Listen, things will be different. Okay? I need to earn enough money that I can start my own business. Then, when I start my own business, I can keep Shabbos again. Was sagst du? Huh? What do you say?
I don't agree with you. I just don't like this. I don't like it.
Well, we need to eat. And we have little children now, right? Yeah, this is our little daughter. Shandala. How are you, Shandala? Yes, whatever you said. Okay. No, let me get weiter. All right. And so he began to work for this Chinese cleaner. But Chaim Baker had a very watchful eye. He watched and observed what chemicals they used for cleaning. He watched and observed everything that was done for the cleaning. He really watched it very, very well. And he took notes and everything, how it was done, how much of this, how much of that. And he was putting aside money. And after 2 years, he had enough money to rent his own store. But he had a karasa toiv to the Chinese laundryman. So he gave him 2 weeks' notice. And then he opened up a store a few blocks away. And he called the store. He didn't want to call it Chaim because they see it's Jewish. Maybe he wouldn't get so much customers. So he chose not to put a mezuzah on the doorpost either. Instead, he called it Charles Chinese Laundry. Imagine that. Charles Chinese Laundry. Can you imagine that? Charles. From Chaim, he became Charles. And, since Chinese laundry was good stuff, so he called it Charles Chinese Laundry.
Wow. Did his business work?
His business worked all right. He was making a lot of money. And sure enough, he noticed that Taka people brought in things at the weekend. And it's very funny because now in the years of 2000 and so on and so forth, even in the 1990s, I already saw it myself. When I was growing up, I saw, like in the olden days, a lot of guys used to bring suits and ties to clean and everything like that. Now it just seems to be the evening like that because everybody seems to be dressing most of the time informal. But anyways, so at that time, he saw, all right, my idea to be able to keep Shabbos is not going to work out because right now I'm making a lot of business. You know what? I got it. I save up enough to make another store. That's what I'm going to do. Then I'll have enough money to close and I won't miss, Saturday. Yeah. And sure enough, he made enough money. And he did buy another store. Or at first, he rented it before he bought the building. And that became very successful, too, because his formula was a great formula for cleaning. And his service was service with a smile. And, of course, he started to make eventually, as time went on, he started to make a chain of cleaning stores, Charles Chinese Laundry. And, of course, he had workers working for him. And he personally no longer had to be behind the counter. He had people working and so on and so forth. People managing his business. He would just collect the money. And, of course, he bought a nice house, fixed it up, made it nice. And his wife, Miriam, said,
Nu Chaim, nu Chaim.
Hey, wait a second. Don't call me Chaim. We're not using that name anymore. I'm using the name Charles, remember? And you, Miriam, why don't you want to change your name to Mary?
Chas v'sholem. I was given a Jewish name when I was born, and that's the name I want, Miriam.
All right. Okay, Miriam is not so bad. It's a Bible name. All right. No. Okay. Now where's our daughter, Cutie Pie? Shandala! Come here. Shandala?
Yes, Turkey.
Listen carefully. from this day on, your name is going to be Sandra.
Sandra? But Shandy is such a nice name.
Yes, of course. So you know what? In the house, you could be called Shandy, but outside, when we go outside, your name is going to be Sandra.
1 second, what's going on here? You already have a number of stores. We're quite rich already. So why can't we go back to keeping Shabbos Kodesh?
Well, you know, I mean, Oyev Kesef, Oyev Kesef, I don't know. Maybe I want to make a lot more money still. So, you know, maybe when I retire, I'll keep Shabbos again.
But that's not what was supposed to happen.
It doesn't matter what was supposed to happen or didn't happen, but this is what happened. You know, I like this lifestyle. It's not bad. See? I'm living the golden Medina.
Yes, but I don't like it.
Ah, come on. We go to the social parties and everything. Other business people. I start to invest. I don't just own Chinese laundries anymore. I also own some apartment buildings. We're going to be what's the word I was looking for?
Quite wealthy.
Yeah, that's the word. My English is getting pretty good also. I know a big fancy word like bank, bank account, interest. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, don't worry. I also understand taxes too, but I don't like that part. But what can I do? And unfortunately, he did not keep Shabbos or Yom Tov. He didn't even daven Shachris even privately in the morning, and he had time. He figured, if I'm not keeping Shabbos, why should I do any mitzvahs? You know, whatever. That's where I am. And so, of course, he brought up his children in the Goyish fashion. Nothing with Yiddishkeit. But he was a traditional Yid. Okay? That means when it came to Pesach, he didn't go over and eat chametz. When it came to Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, yes, he went to shul to say Yizker and everything. And of course, the rest, well, he wasn't makbid. So Shandy, which was called Sandra now, grew up in this Yiddish and Goyish environment. And she didn't know a thing about Yiddishkeit. Because after all, since she was a little kid, her father never told her anything. And so, right now, in this particular time, it was in the later 60s, perhaps 67, something like that. And Sandra was old enough to get married. But she lived like a guy would, you know, whatever it was. She didn't go through a shotgun or whatever it was. She went to public school and everything, and she went to a public high school, and she met this guy. And she liked him. And his name was George. And George was a nice Italian boy. I mean, he grew up in Brooklyn, so he spoke with a heavy Brooklyn accent. Hey, Sandra! Hey, Sandra! You want to go on a date tonight?
Yes, of course I would.
Okay, we'll go to a nice Italian restaurant, okay?
Okay, I'm looking forward.
And of course, when she came home and she was getting herself ready and she dressed up for the occasion of the restaurant, and her father and mother said, Sandra, why are you dressing yourself up?
Oh, that's because I'm going on a date tonight.
A date? What? Who is this boy?
Oh, don't worry, in time you'll know. Oive me, in time we'll know. Why can't we know now? Oh, please. I want to be able to make my own decision, okay? Okay, I guess.
And so, sure enough, she went over and went out on a date with George.
Hey, fool, you know what, that was a real funny joke, right?
Yes, you're so funny. Yes, I like you.
Yeah, and I like you too.
And so they continued going on dates together. And finally, George, who had no idea that Sandra was Jewish, George went over and asked her,
Okay. Sandra, May I ask you a question?
Sure, George. What is it?
Will you marry me?
Well, what was that question again?
I said, Sandra, will you marry me?
Wow. Of course. Yes. Yes. Okay. Um, let me go meet your parents.
Oh, that's a good idea. Then after that, we can meet your parents.
Um, yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
Well, first let's meet your parents.
And so she went to meet his parents. And his parents were very interested. They were really traditional Italian. Hey, hey, what are you going to do here? Hey, you want to sit down and eat some spaghetti, eh? And drink a nice wine over here. Let's go to wine. Eh? Here you go, Mama. Hey, oh, I like you. You're going to be my new daughter-in-law. Hey, Eva, this is going to be my new daughter-in-law, eh?
Yes, of course. I like this very much. Oh, you have good taste. George, you have a good taste. It's fantastic.
Oh, thanks, Ma. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go now, and I wanna go and see. I wanna see Sandra's parents. That's okay. That's a good. I like that. Yeah, yeah. Then we can make up the date, and when we go to the church and make it the wedding.
And all of a sudden, in Sandra's head,
Church? Gotta get married in a shul, no? I mean, the chuppah, I heard something like that. Well, I don't know. Okay, let's go meet my parents.
and sure enough, they came knocking on the door, ringing the bell. Yeah, who's there?
It's me! Congratulations! Congratulations? Congratulations for what?
I don't know. First open the door.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea. Okay. Who is this young fella? He's my, boyfriend. Boyfriend? Yes, Mommy. We're gonna get engaged tonight, and we're gonna get married. Get married? Sandy? He's Jewish, right? No, he's an Italian. He's an Italian Yid, right? He's an Italian Jew, right? No, he's a plain guy. You're Jewish, you know that? What do I do that's Jewish, huh? I don't do nothing that's Jewish. All I know I'm Jewish, that's about it. We don't keep no Shabbos, we don't keep anything. Only Tati goes to shul on Rosh Hashanah and Kippur to say Yisker, that's about it. What do I know? We don't even eat kosher. That's a good point. Chaim?
Charles. Call me Charles in front of this person here.
Chaim? Want you to meet George.
George? How do you do, George?
Oh, I'm fine. And I would just like to tell you that I asked your daughter's hand in marriage tonight. And she said yes. She's ready to marry me. Sandra, why did your father faint?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I might as well tell you.
Yeah, what do you want to tell me? What am I missing? Why'd your father faint? Is he sick? Is he a sick man? He needs medical treatment? Is he me?
No, my father's very well-to-do. Oy. This is terrible. Okay, George, I'll tell you. You see, Sandra is really Jewish.
What? You're Jewish? I would never know. Huh? What? You fooled me? You never told me you were Jewish. I ain't gonna marry no Jewish person. No way, no how. Hey, wait a minute. You didn't tell me you're Jewish.
What's the difference? I don't do anything that's Jewish.
But you got Jewish blood. No. I don't want higgy-jiggies to happen within the marriage. No. Oh, I'm getting out of here. Forget about it. I ain't gonna marry you.
And all of a sudden, he ran out the door. After he ran out the door, a few minutes later, pouring some water on, putting some ice, and Chaim woke up. What? That is the guy. If this guy is going to marry my daughter, I'll throw them both out. So in the meantime, I don't want to throw my daughter out. So let me throw this faggots out. Let me throw them out the window. Where is he? Where is he?
It's okay, Tati. He left already.
Out the window? Mommy threw him out the window?
No, Mommy didn't throw him out the window. He left on his own when he found out that I was Jewish. I really liked him.
Like him, he's a shygets.
Well, what's the difference? What's the difference whether shy gets or not?
What do you mean? Yeah, Yid.
Really? Just by name, that's it. What do we do that's Jewish, huh? Can you tell me, please?
Well,
Yes, you go to shul or Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur for Yisker, that's about it. And then, we have a funny kind of Seder, with the Maxwell House Haggadah and everything, and you just read it 1, 2, 3, and then we have, we have matzah, and then we have chametz at the same time, and then you call it, we don't need chametz. No, I don't care.
yeah, no. I'm sorry. Despite the fact that we're not religious, but you're still a Jew. No.
And of course, Chaim couldn't explain why he felt so strongly that his daughter has to marry a Yid. He didn't understand that as far away as he went from Yiddishkeit, he still had a Pintel Yid. And now this Pintel Yid also started to bother Shandy. And Shandy decided that she is going to go to Eretz Yisrael to visit. And when she goes to Eretz Yisrael to visit, she is going to go over and try to find out more about her roots. If her father doesn't want to come back to Yiddishkeit, she will. Or at least she hopes to. And so what happened was she went over and she went and booked a flight and then told her parents,
I'm going to Eretz Yisrael for visiting for about 2 weeks. And maybe I'll write. Okay?
Wait a minute, don't be angry at me.
What do you mean, don't be angry? We don't do anything Yiddish, and I found somebody I like, and now you say I can't marry me because I'm Jewish? What do I know? I'm going to Eretz Yisrael. I'm going to try to find out what Judaism is all about.
Whatever you do, stay away from the Koisel Marabi.
Why? It's protected. The Israeli army won it in 1967, and now it's about 1970 or something like that, so it should be well protected. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, but you don't understand. I mean...
I understand very well. Goodbye.
and she was angry, and she needed a place to clear her mind, I guess. And she flew to Eretz Yisrael. The jet took off, and it landed in Tel Aviv. And she came out, and she, took a tour guide, and eventually she would end up by the Kaisel Hamaravi. And there by the Kaisel Hamaravi, she was standing there looking bewildered. And this person was looking bewildered also. I'm on the wrong side of the mechitza or something. I don't understand, but I gotta see. Maybe I'm on the right side of the mechitza, the wrong side of the... Oops, sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to bump into you.
That's all right. No harm done. I mean, I wasn't looking where I was going either.
I'm very sorry. I mean, are you Jewish?
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's nice. So you're gonna daven and say some tehillim?
What's the Hillam?
Are you religious, if I may ask?
No, but I'm thinking of.
Oh, you're thinking of? Wow. Oh, wow. It's been a shemayim that I should come over here today at the Kaisel. I'm also here for just a little while. See, I just finished a bookkeeping course and everything, I studied to become a bookkeeper, so, I finished learning and things like that. And now I'm ready to go into the workforce because I'm going to look for a shidduch, you know what I mean? Okay. So anyhow, you know what? Yeah. Do you know how to read Hebrew?
Yes, my father taught me when I was a little girl, and I still remember.
Oh, that's wonderful. You know what? Listen here. I have this Sefer Tehillim over here, okay? And you could borrow it, and I'll go, get another Sefer Tehillim over here, and I'll say, and if worse comes to worse, if I don't find the Sefer Tehillim over there, I'll say, I know a lot of Tehillim about past, so I'll say that, okay? And then, after you're done, I'll be by the men's section, so like about an hour from now, meet me by the fence over there, and you'll give me back the Tehillim, okay?
All right. Thanks. Thank you very much.
And she took the Tehillim, and she opened it. She didn't know which kapitel to say first. And she said,
So this is supposed to be holy words that everybody says and prays by the Koisel. I'm going to also do this. I'm going to say Tehillim.
and she started to say Tehillim. And she didn't know much about what she was saying, but she felt that those words were very holy. And she began saying the Tehillim with groise kavana, tremendous amount of kavana. And what happened was this. She lost track of the time. She just felt a love to say these words that she lost track of the time. And this Baruch, was standing by the gate. I told her to meet me here, and it's getting late, and hi, it's me, it's very interesting. I wanted to go over, and tonight's like Boimer, and I wanted to go over there, by the Meron, and I wanted to see if I could squeeze in over there, and it's only a Sefer Tehillim. I was given to me as a gift, but listen, let her put it to good use. You know what? I gotta go to Shemar. נמשכת אשריך, שמן סוסי חבריך. Yeah, I have to go. And so he left that night to go over there by the Meron. He had a ride. He got there, squeezed in there, and he was enjoying himself. And then Shanley finally finished the Tehillim, the whole Sefer.
Wow, that was so uplifting. Oh, my tears fell into this. I hope there's no problem. Oh, well, that's life. Okay, where is he? Oh my goodness, he probably left. It's almost 2 hours later. Wow, I can't believe I sat to Helen for over 3 hours.
And then another Ma'aseh Hashgacha happened. They both were coming back to New York. They both were on the same flight. And yes, the way the seating was, fortunately or unfortunately, they were placed next to each other. And they talked a little bit here and there, and she told him that her father has this big multi-business, and maybe she can get him a job there. And she said that the Tehillim, she took it with her.
I kind of put it in my luggage. It's underneath over there. Remind me when we come to the airport, we should be able to, I'll give it back to you.
Yes, sure, no problem. And of course, they arrived at the airport after the long flight. And then she invited him to come to her house, and she'll unpack and take out the Tehillim there. And he sat down there, and she said,
Tati, this person, Baruch, is a very fine person. He won't work on Shabbos, but he's a great bookkeeper. I know, I met him in Eretz Yisrael. He's a very fine man.
All right, maybe. Okay. And so eventually he gave him the job as a bookkeeper. And he figured out everything, and then suddenly Baruch comes, and he says, by the way, I want you to look at all these numbers and figures. Yeah, I was looking at this, yeah. So Sunday I make this, Monday I make this. Wait a second. You're showing me that I'm not making much money. I'm losing by keeping because I have to pay these people. Wait a minute. Because I keep open on Shabbos, I'm paying more money. I said, but people... Oh, I see what you're saying. People bring in the stuff to clean on Friday, but they don't pick it up on Saturday. They pick it up early Saturday. Oh, so maybe... Well, I have an idea. You just stay open later to do the cleaning part on Thursday night. What do you say? That's not a bad idea, but people bring to me Friday. Well, that's very interesting. You say if people want their cleaning done on time for Sunday morning, they have to bring it in on Thursday by, let's say, 6 o'clock the latest. And then everything will be fine. If you think so. Yeah. And eventually he convinced them to do so. He tried it out, and he saw he was not losing money. He was starting to gain more money by being closed on Shabbos.
gradually Baruch had a stronger influence on him to try keeping Shabbos again. And gradually, finally, when Chaim Baker began to see the hashkacha and the way, when he heard how his daughter met this person, he started thinking, you know something? Have idea. Shendele, come here, please.
Yes, Tati. What is it? I gotta go to seminary soon. I learned so much about Yiddishkeit.
Yes, and I'm very happy. And you know, this boy Baruch, very nice person. I don't know how he manages such a way with words. He convinced me to keep Shabbos again because I don't need to keep open on Saturday. I'm not losing money. I make even more money now. You know that? All my chain stores are closed on Shabbos. You know that? And I was just thinking, you know, you have to get married, but not to George.
Okay, not to George. Who do you have in mind? Oh,
I was thinking about Baruch. You know, he's a single guy. What do you say?
oh, that would be very nice. Find someone to read the shidduch.
And sure enough, he found someone to read the shidduch. And of course, the shidduch worked out very well. And they did get engaged, and they did make a chasna. And if you didn't guess it yet, the chasna between Baruch and Shendi was on Lag BaOmer. And all of this happened because of a Tehillim that got misplaced. So, that was the Ma'aseh Shkoch that turned everything around. So, that was a great story, huh? What are you saying?
I'm just fooling you. I was not sleeping. I was just sitting there mesmerized. I never heard the story before. Did you ever tell it before?
Well, if I did, I must have told it about 100 years ago.
You're not that old.
Well, I feel like that sometimes. Oh, no, okay. No, well, if I did tell it, it was a long time ago.
Wow. So I don't get it. What do you mean misplaced Tehillim?
Well, because he gave the Tehillim to her, and then he had to leave to go to Maron, back and forth. So the Tehillim got misplaced. Then it got into luggage and whatever it is. He came back to New York, and he came to pick it up. And he talked about the bookkeeping, and one thing led to another, and Ma'aseh Shkoch, and eventually, you know, everything turned out well. What do you say, huh?
Wow. You're right. Hashkacha really works amazing. Okay, do we have any time for any phone calls?
Yep, okay. Hello, you're on the air. What is your name, and what lesson do you learn in tonight's story?
Hi, my name is Shmuley Gottlieb. I learned two things. First of all, the power of Tehillim,
Yes.
and what could happen if you do one Naviro. He didn't keep Shabbos, and then she became an Amaret.
Right, that's right.
And also, you said that the wedding was tonight. It was really the engagement.
Huh? No, they got
You said-
engaged. And no, they got engaged, and then no. So see, they met on the day of Erev Lag B'Omer, right? And then
No, George. No, when they married George.
no. George, forget about Baruch. Okay, they met Baruch. Okay, she met Baruch like Erev Lag B'Omer over there in Eretz Yisrael. Then when they came back after Lag B'Omer, they came back. They were on the same flight. Then they came to America, and then the Tehillim she put in her suitcase, but it was on the bottom of the plane, so she couldn't just get it because it was not in the carry-on. So it was misplaced over there. Then he went with her to her house. And then while there, since she spoke on the plane and knew that he needs a bookkeeping job, she spoke to her father. And one thing led to another. So eventually, as his business was changing, he became more frum again. So eventually he thought it would be a good idea, the shidduch. So they eventually got engaged. And when the time came, it was not that same year Lag B'Omer. It was the following Lag B'Omer that they got married.
But when they by George, you said that Shandel you said that we're getting married tonight. Really wasn't getting engaged, not married.
Oh, you mean when I said but George? Oh,
Yeah.
that could be. That could be.
And also, Yossi,
Yes?
you know Rabbi Yisrael, the one who do also does storytelling?
The one that does what?
Also storytelling, of Mayor Erps.
Oh, yeah, that's Rabbi Erps' son.
Yes, I saw him on Pesach. On Chalamayit by...
Oh, by Robert Singh, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
very good.
Yeah, he does voices just like Rabbi Erps, huh?
Yeah.
Yep, that's my son. And by the way, he has a new CD that came out this week. Yeah, it's called Big Trouble. Just came out, mamish. It's going to be in stores by tomorrow or the day after. Okay, got to go to the next phone call.
Thank
Okay,
you.
nice talking to you. Okay. Hello, you're on the air. What is your name and what lesson you learned tonight's story?
Hello? Are you there? We hear some noise. Hello? Okay, I guess we'll go to the next phone call.
Hello, you're on the air. What's your name and what lesson you learned in tonight's story? Hello?
Never work on Shabbos.
Yes, that's right. Single, double, triple pay, never work on Saturday. Right, never work on Shabbos. That's correct.
Right.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we have another call. That's it? Okay, so that's all the time we have. So everybody have a wonderful Lag Baima. Oh, we can get another call? Okay, let's take it in. Okay, hello, you're on the air. What is your name and what lesson you learned tonight's story? Yes. Excellent. And what about mitzvah? Good. So let's go on the right train. And tonight is Bar Yochai, and don't forget, one of the things about Reb Shimon Bar Yochai is he got us to keep Torah mitzvahs again. That shouldn't be forgotten, right? So here we go. Okay, so any other phone calls? That's it? Okay.
Anywhere, anytime, for everyone. This is jrootradio.com.
The pizza that everyone knows. For over 15 years, Pizza Nosh has been serving the Jewish community with the best kosher pizza in Brooklyn. Delicious and fresh